Home Economics 201 Adulting Starts Here. Imagine you moved out for the first time. You burn your first dinner, you forget to pay your bills, and now you're sitting in your unfurnished living room with nothing but saltines and a dream. That's the reality of a lot of people today. Home economics, as we knew it, or as it's perceived, is only a cooking or sewing class. But in reality, it actually teaches practical skills that a lot of kids miss out on today. So a lot of kids graduate unprepared for independency and they have no clue what they're doing in life. They lack culinary skills, cleaning skills, cooking skills, and money skills, most importantly. And these skills are often learned at home, but a lot of kids don't have access to this because their parents aren't home or they don't have parents to teach them or they don't have somebody to. And this misses out for education because it misses out for their real world problems and their real world examples. We talk about it in math all the time. But Johnny's not going to be buying 46 gallons of milk unless it's like a milk run, but like overall, not really. And like for me, I had a lot of people to help me along the way, so I know a lot of stuff, but I'm still learning as I go because it wasn't really taught in school. And research show that not having this and not having this class and having these kids not know this really does put a detriment to their life because a lot of the older generations like Gen X and even some millennials are a lot better off when it comes to life than Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and I'm guessing the next would be Gen Beta would be versus us. So I think we should reintroduce this to all high schools across America, probably starting in CCSD or start in one district and branch out to the next. First is life skills. Home economics teaches a lot of life skills like managing a home, clothing, and personal spaces. It teaches you how to learn to do laundry, clean, and organize the basics. So, organization, like making a checklist to do all of those things and how to make that checklist, and even how to keep your room clean, like this picture over here. Just how to keep them clean and keep them moving and keep a functional house, which a lot of kids don't even know how to do because teens are what? Notoriously bad at keeping things clean. But once they learn how to do that, they'll be a lot healthier because their spaces will be cleaner, their mental health will be better because having a dirty room makes you have a really hard time trying to put your mental health in a really good spot. So, according to Irjavesque in a 2021 article, home economics improves the quality of life, covers nutrition, textiles, and consumption, and economics and sustainable development, and it makes sustainable developments for not only families, but society as a whole when everybody knows it. So for me, I learned how to do laundry, cook, and clean and stuff like that for my family. But my friend asked me, "How do you mop?" That was very eye opening. And they also asked me, "You don't eat ramen for dinner every night?" Because her mom works overtime. Whereas my dad was home, my dad's girlfriend was home, and I had people to help me. And I also learned how to cook. So if I was home, I could cook as well. And it really put that into perspective that not everybody has somebody at home that can help them learn these things. So classes like these would help normalize them and get them back into schools and reduce the embarrassment and provide a baseline for all the students so they're not going into life without something that some other kid does when it really should be a basic necessity, just like we see clothing and water and food. But now that we know that home economics builds essential life skills, we can talk about healthy living and we can talk about culinary skills and health skills. So home economics prepares and develops culinary skills and health knowledges that promote lifelong healthy habits. According to Yustan and all of his comrades or the people that helped, in a 2023 article, students with the higher cooking/food prep skills are better at nutrition and have a better nutrition attitude. And they also consumed less fast food or processed foods. So they did a test with college students and saw that those who had a higher consumption knew less about food prep and knew less about cooking. And it was the opposite for the people who knew more about food prep and cooking, they ate less of it. So, for example, if you learned how to cook, Taco Bell Tuesday or everyday ending in Y would not be a thing anymore because you can make tacos at home. You can make taco salad. You can make my favorite, which is shown right here. You can make a avocado summer salad, or you can even learn how to meal prep, and that also cuts down on fast food. It cuts down on all of those unnecessary things that you don't need. It reduces that fast food consumption and it builds these healthy habits very early in life because I know it took forever for me to get away from the junk eating all the time and focus more on, oh, let me have an apple. Because, like, I loved eating stuff like that as a kid. But also, the junk food's just easier to grab for. It's cheaper most of the time and it just looks better. But if you have it already made, because 9 times out of 10, if it's already made, you're going to grab it. So if you make time for that, which is a part of home management and culinary, you can just grab it out of the fridge, like these prepped containers that you see on the screen, and just grab it and go, and you're automatically making your life just a little bit healthier because you made that decision. And it also gives you a little serotonin boost because you know that you made it and you feel proud of yourself and you did something for that day. But when we reduce our fast food consumption, we also reduce our food bill because we're making stuff at home, which brings me to my next point, which is financial literacy. So, financial literacy in home economics helps you manage your personal money confidently by making these little budget sheets. And it doesn't have to be like this, there are a bunch of different ones that are on the internet that you can use. But it teaches you how to budget, teaches you how to pay bills and track your spending so that way you're spending effectively and not just willy nilly. And by avoiding spending willy nilly, you avoid debt, financial mistakes, and stuff like that. And then it also prepares you for financial success, which is very important because there's a lot of kids that end up kind of in the ditch. According to an OECD in 2014, in a study done in Brazil, a financial education gives teen knowledge, skills, and confidence, and it also improves their decision making. With a study of over 26,000 kids in a school, they showed that those who had the knowledge and had those classes had a more tangible improvement and were better with money than those who didn't. Like, for example, I was at work the other day and this girl, I told her, I was like, hey, it's going to be 25 some odd, right? So she panicked and she handed me a 10 and a 5. I'm like, okay, that's 15. You still owe me 10 and some odd. And so she hands me another one and she like looks back at her friend and is panicking. And I'm like, girl, I get it. And then her friend just comes up, snatches the money, and puts it on the table. And I'm like, thanks. But it will cut down on that embarrassment. Like, again, the learning how to cook wood and learning how to keep your spaces and keep you clean. It cuts down on that embarrassment and helps to learn how to do bills, budget, and not freak out when you see money. Having covered life skills, living healthy, and financial literacy, let's look at the key takeaways. It teaches you all of the things that you can know in home economics. It teaches you essential life skills for all people. It makes you have healthier life choices and habits. And it helps you with financial independence and money sense and more confidence going into that real life preparation in that real life world. So, what can you do? You can help bring these classes back by doing like what we're doing in class. You can do posters, you can do signups, you can do stuff like that. You can do workshops, watch videos, or you can even help those who are struggling, which is one of my favorite things is to like teach other people. So really reflect on your own skills, go to these workshops, go to these classes, and strengthen those skills that you know you have. And remember, your saltines and dreams can go to a fully furnished house with your bills paid, a home cooked meal, and inspire for more and to have more confidence when you're going through. I hope that helps.